two people who can weigh in on this matter and this whole campaign discussion that's been going on. Republican campaign manager Jay Townsend, also Democratic consultant, and Fox News contributor Bob Beckel. Jay and Bob, thanks for joining us this afternoon. You know, heretofore we had been discussing how Vice President Sarah Palin and Senator John McCain had been on the attack, actually trying to talk about Senator Barack Obama and his associations. All of that to the dismay of some Republicans who thought that was the wrong tactic to take, that it might backfire. Jay, let me begin with you. What we're seeing now is a different kind of Senator John McCain who's talking about what he would like to do for the economy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will be one of those who would say I question the move to the Bill Ayers talk that we saw earlier in the week. Here's the problem. I mean, sometimes consultants try and win this year's election by using the tactics of a previous election or the last election. And the difference this year is that what worked for George Bush in motivating his base in 2004, you have a very different dynamic in 2008. And 3 weeks ago, a big elephant walked into the room. It's called the stock market and the economy and this $700 billion bailout. And when you're talking about Bill Ayers, everybody's kind of scratching their heads looking at that elephant in the room and saying, you need to talk about that thing here that just walked in and sat down. And I thought McCain was off base by going there. Plenty of people will talk about Bill Ayers and Reverend Wright. I think the independents in the middle now that he needs to win this election are more concerned about what he's going to do to make sure they can get a mortgage and an automobile loan and to protect their 401ks, and that's what he should be talking about.
All right, Bob, let me get you in on this. I mean, what Jay's talking about, it was one of those situations where some people, as Jay has mentioned, are things that make you go, what is Senator McCain thinking about with this kind of approach? But we should point out that this morning, the vice presidential nominee candidate, Sarah Palin, is still out there on the attack mode, playing the attack dog against Barack Obama. Will this strategy work for the Republicans?
Well, I don't think it's going to work. But one of the reasons that McCain has changed his tune today is that, as Jay pointed out, it's just not working. I mean, you can't, in the week when the stock market lost the most amount of money it's ever lost in 1 week in its history, 112 years or whatever it is, John McCain was talking about Bill Ayers. I mean, you know, maybe if you had a good economy, Bill Ayers might be an issue, or Acorn. They talk about Acorn. I mean, that sounds like a Halloween party. But, you know, and the fact is that on issues in polling, the economy is at 50%. The next closest issue is 9%. I mean, I've never seen a spread like that. The other thing that's happening here is that Obama now has broken the 50-point threshold and is staying there in most every poll, national poll, and McCain can't get out of 42, 43. So is Palin alone going to be able to carry that negative message? I don't think so. She'll get the base certainly stirred up, but let's remember the Republican base is not nearly as big in 2008 as it was in 2004.
All right, so Bob and Jay, what we're seeing here is that the senator is doing exactly what he described yesterday, and that is he will fight, but fight with respect. Now, to that end, when he mentioned that, he received a lot of boos from his own supporters, and when the name of Barack Obama was mentioned, people were saying, you know, all kinds of nasty things about him, criminal, terrorist. Is that the kind of thing that we can anticipate him doing, as some have ordered him to do or asked him to do, taking that type of argument into Wednesday's debate?
Well, I mean, let me take a shot at that for a second. One of the things that's happened here is you've got the base who are coming out to these rallies. That's it. And these are generally angry people because they're behind. They don't think they're going to probably win, and so they're expressing themselves vocally and in some cases way over the top. The other thing is that McCain's negatives went up this week, and he was pretty close to Barack Obama, favorable, unfavorable, until this week. And now the spread is about 7 or 8 points. And the reason for that is when you go negative, the negative is going to bounce back on you, and it has.
All right, Bob, thanks. Jay, let me get you in there for the last word real quickly. What do you think the senator has to do going into next Wednesday's debate?
Both sides have their partisans, and you're always going to have that sort of thing. It doesn't look good on television, and that's why he needed to knock it off. What Obama or McCain must do in the debate next week is explain why his economic solution to this crisis is better than Obama's. It really should not be hard for him.
All right, Jay Townsend, Bob Beckel, thank you both very much. And